Jesus freak here. Now, a little while ago, I got back from Beacon, a Christian bookstore across town. Pastor Brett and I went in there, and we hit the Mother Lode. I said that it was probably a good thing that we decided to head out today, where the original plan was to head out last week. You probably see some remnant of this in the various comments on my videos. Anyway, I took some of the duplicates that we found. As well as one that he asked me to take. Now, I'd shown these on his channel, but at the time I'm recording this video wasn't up, so I decided that I'd show them here. It's a little bit blown out because of the light. Okay, this is a Riverside 200 gift Bible. Bonded leather over board. Okay, let's turn off the color filter. The bare bones text. Some verses appear with highlighting behind them. They're supposed to represent promises. This is actually a world Bible. Very basic, and from what I can tell, it's not a particularly well-constructed Bible. It seems to be perfect bound, and the pages are cut a little bit too tight. This one is a Nelson 576 W. This is genuine leather, whether that means it's some sort of a French Morocco or a pigskin or what, I don't know. But there's a vinyl paste down liner. Presentation page. Family section. This thing's still moving. There is, for some reason, no epistle dedicatory in here. There's a Nelson Center reference suite. You can see the red here, too. Now, Nelson KJVs can be a bit eccentric. And their notes are definitely eccentric. There's a harmony of the Gospels in the back. And the life and journeys of the Apostle Paul. Got to be careful because there's a little bit of glare coming off the cameras. There is a concordance. Prophecies of the Messiah fulfilled in Jesus Christ. Parables, miracles. Gazetteer. And Nelson maps from the mid-1980s. It appears to be a Korean job. And it's the same, probably, Korean printer that does the Schofield for Oxford. Get into this one. I have a New King James similar to this one. It's a bonded leather. Vinyl paste down liner. Presentation page. Bit more bare bones. They printed this edition in both a King James like this and a New King James. Still no Epistle Dedicatory. Holman actually continued for some time to print the New King James that corresponds to this block. The same design and everything. I have one right back there somewhere. A Nelson block that Holman kept running. There's prefaces, which are good, but I'd probably make some edits to take out the references to the titles of the book in other languages, and the way it handles the name. This is a pretty basic center column reference system. Probably the same reference suite as the other one I showed you. As you see, still red letter. This being a slim line, of course, it's relatively bare bones, is still a concordance. Not exactly comprehensive, but a decent one. And just goes right off into the maps, which are similar, if not identical, to the ones that are in the other one. And this a little annual. Still mooing. Personal size open Bible. As you see, okay, let's turn the lights on again. And off because it interferes with the insides. This is the same size as your normal regular text-only Bible, but it's more than that. It's a top grain cowhide. Solid. And has its natural grain in place. Again, it's got a vinyl paste down. This Bible appears to have been printed in 81, so it's 40 years old. Almost as old as me. The main feature of the open Bible, as far as I understand, yes, it is. Overcast stitching. It is built like a tank. See this thick section here? That's what makes the open Bible the open Bible. Encyclopedic index. There's, I think the Thompson chain reference has something similar in the back. There's some introductions, section introductions, book introductions, but there's not too much in the way of notes, and they seem to be mostly for the purpose of evangelism. It has some references. They're end of verse references, read through, I think Nelson likes to call them. Sorry about the blur here, but the webcam does have autofocus, but it's not very good. Got references and some notes. There's some charts and other notes here. And between the testaments, okay. 1-year reading plan, a section on Between the Testaments, about the Apocrypha, the negative opinion we should have of them, Harmony of the Gospels, you can tell this wasn't used much because it's hard to turn the pages for the gilding. Christian Life Study Outlines and Notes. I'd have to compare this with my full-size open Bible that I have over there. Okay, come on, come on. Last thing I need to do is accidentally rip the pages. Been known to do that with Nelson because the paper's so thin and brittle. Alright, then we get into the Gospels. Bunch of trivia. Teachings and illustrations of Christ. Prayers of the Bible. Prophecies of Messiah fulfilled in Jesus Christ. You'll find a subset of this in some of Nelson's other stuff. History of the Red Letter Edition. I'm not a fan of Red Letter Bibles. And TBS put it pretty well. You know, first of all, sometimes it can be hard to decide what should be and what shouldn't be red letter. And secondly, you run into the issue of red letter Christians who think that because certain texts are not in red letter, that don't matter. Parables Jesus told. History of the English Bible. Greatest archaeological discoveries of the 20th century and their effects on the Bible. Last things. Outline history of the 12 apostles. Don't want to rip this thing. This paper is awful thin. Well, how are you going to get the open Bible into that size without using... It's like it's half the thickness it should be. The Scarlet Thread of Redemption. A Guide to Christian Workers. In other words, evangelists like we should all be. I like the introduction here. Give us a watchword for the hour, a thrilling word, a word of power, a battle cry, a flaming breath, a call to conquest or to death, a word to rouse the church from rest, to heed the master's high behest. The call is given, ye hosts arise. The watchword is evangelize. To fallen men, a dying race, make known the gift of gospel grace. The world that now in darkness lies, O Church of Christ, evangelize. As you know, the church is us, the people, not necessarily just the building we meet in. I like the excuses and counters. There's something similar in Thompson Chain, too. But this is more comprehensive than the one in the Thompson Chain. The laws of the Bible. Okay. Abbreviations and concordance. Then several pages of note paper. And these were even older Nelson maps. I had, I think, an RSV from the 70s that had these maps in it. Alright, let's put the lights back on. Takes a couple clicks to switch between unfiltered and filtered. Obviously, you know, it's easier to see me with the filters on, but it's easier to see the Bibles with the filters off. And for various reasons, bought a few communion hosts and prepackaged juice. Anyway, Jesus freak out.